Comments was going off when I played this video, and I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to ask the first question of the night. Okay.
Hundreds of our greatest Americans ever live, including countless Black Americans, icons. The garden will predominantly feature incredible women like Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Billie Holiday, Aretha Franklin, and Coretta Scott King. And I will showcase extraordinary. It will be something very extraordinary. It's going to be producing, we're going to produce some of the most beautiful works of art in the form of a statue from men like Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, Jackie Robinson, what a great athlete that was, Martin Luther King Jr., Muhammad Ali, he's not a bad athlete. What do you think, Muhammad? Not too bad. And the late Kobe Bryant. People love Kobe Bryant.
Now, one of the comments, oh shoot, oh wait, hold on, I've removed the wrong thing. Okay, so one of the comments that I heard on this video was, they do in a garden, but then try to remove history out of the out of the schools. Okay, and I did check to see what directives have been done since the Trump administration has been in the office. And as of February 2025, schools and universities must cease race-based programs. Federal funding is at risk for non-compliance, but still there. Affects admissions, hiring, financial aid, and student activities. Of course, they canceled DEI. And then, of course, I saw this video right here, which I want to play.
This just got fired for teaching her students Black history during Black History Month. Black history is American history. There is no getting around it. There should never be a scenario in an educational setting where a teacher is punished for teaching American history. Black history is American history. This is why I do my Black History Month series. This is why I will continue after. They want to kill our history. They can't handle the shame, but it happened. It will be honored. Black history is American history.
Sis, you better say that again. Now, here's the first question, okay? With that being said, the thing I want to discuss, and of course I've got to let you take over, Cecily, is Black history removal helping or hurting our nation? I like the things that they're in the garden, but they are trying to remove it from the schools. But, I can't say that I'm mad that it's being removed because it's all been lies in the first place. When you're constantly teaching children that they were slaves, then the children are being raised up with an inferiority complex. Most Black children come up and they got to unlearn that they are less than the white male. Well, as if you leave it up to us, then they can know that we are the tribe of Judah. They can know that we are the people of the Bible. They can know that we have the Mansa Musas of the world. They can know that we have, we come from wealth. But because, these people, not only do they print just the selective history, they print lies in there. So to me, I like the history being in our hands. But what say you,
I think the history that they want to teach is skewed, though. I don't think they're just omitting it. I think that they're trying to rewrite history, which I think does much more damage. Every Black History Month, we post things and we see, and it almost seems like we're in an echo chamber. You see Black people interfacing, saying things about things that have happened in the past. I will say this time around, I saw a lot of non-Black people say, oh my God, I didn't know this. I didn't learn this in school. And so I think that there are so many people that don't know what happened to us, to our ancestors. And if you
mean they don't know what happened to slave, they don't know what happened.
Enslaved people.
Enslaved people.
They don't know that absolutely. For instance, there's a video that went viral the past few days where a man is talking about the chains that the adults were wearing, and they will wear them over their neck, and then he put up chains that the babies and the little kids would have. And you've got all these white folks. I never knew. I was not taught this in school. I was not taught this in school. I mean, so many people, right? And it's like, you can't fault some of these ignorant people because they were never taught these things. And we weren't taught at length for the most part. I mean, if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, most of your textbooks were probably 20 years old anyway, 20, 30 years old if you went to public school. And, my parents grew up in the South. My father's an educator. So all that I know about Black history came from his personal experience, books that he would give me, my own, trips to the library, my own desire to know what, like it only takes a mustard seed, really, you know what I'm saying? And then kids want to know more because you're not being taught the true history anyway. But my problem that I have is that they want to rewrite history, almost make it seem like an indentured servitude or a mentorship program, and everybody got free and we all, we're all the same. And that's not the case. And the reason why I think a lot of people are like, get over it, forget about it, stop being a victim, is because they don't want to feel like they owe us something. Because when you call out what people did to you, you're saying you owe me something. And they want us to forget that part.
Okay, but the thing about it too is, Cecily, I do agree there. They want to forget that they owe us something, but I feel like when we are teaching, and I see y'all in the comments, we are discussing right now, and I just want to put it back up here, the question, which is Black history removal helping or hurting our nation? I will get to the comments in a minute. Let me put the background back up there. Because I'll be trying to have the background. I mean, trying to have my little logo up there. But anyway, I agree with you're saying, which is that they don't want to feel. Go ahead.
So I grew up in Sacramento. So, we have a lot of senators that are there portions of the year. I had a teacher who had an experimental textbook. And in this textbook, they did their best they could to integrate everyone's history. They added the Chinese Americans, their influx into the country, Japanese Americans. I will say that growing up in Northern California, we learned a lot about indigenous history, a lot. Thank goodness. But even just the correct version of like how we came to become the owners of America and all these people being displaced, it was the real truth. And so that particular year, that was my my history class. It was an experiment, and by the end of the year, he was supposed to go back and propose this sort of thing. Well, they didn't adopt it, of course, but like, I will say that when you have those moments, those where you are moment, where are you from moments, right? And how did your family come to be? It wasn't as embarrassing of like, my beginning was like enslavement. Oh, you know what? We were brought here to fix the railroads. Like, they tapped into where folks came from, and I thought it was a much more dignified experience. I'm for something like that that's much more collaborative than saying, okay, let's just remove slavery from the textbooks, because if the children don't know where we came from, then how do you explain the inequities in society? That's all I had to say.
Okay, and I feel, and that is correct. The inequities are explained when you understand that these people were enslaved. I feel like you're frozen, Cecily. Oh, there you go. Yeah. You're back. However, okay, when white children are growing up, because we have new white demons, new demons, new people that are approaching people to be like, N-word, like my neighbor was just accosted by my other neighbor who came into the garage, probably wasn't on his pills that day, and was like, you effing N-words, you need to get out of here. This is a young white guy. And that's, to me, that's what the history is breeding. It's breeding new demons, because while they were teaching us to be subservient, they were teaching them to be straight demons, watching families, watching the father of a family getting lynched while they have their kids standing around taking pictures with a burning body. They could hear the screams of it. And it actually is from their demon god it, which was started by the Catholic Church, because
Mm,
it's a group called the Auto de Fe's, where it used to be a ritual to kill a black man and for them to be screaming and hollering, and they would be screaming and hollering at the same time as the black man. These are the
yeah.
kind of demons that we're dealing with. This is not like, oh, this is white and black. This is demonic. This is diabolical. So
Mm,
when you teach them what they have done as a people, so you're because you're not just
mm,
teaching the slavery, that to me you're breeding the new demons, and that's what they
mm,
grow up wanting to feel inferior, and they grow up with like, well, we used to be inferior, y'all used to not be able to drink from the water fountain, and those things were true. And I feel like if we could tell our own story, because it wasn't until
mm-hmm.
I was adult that I realized in Louisiana, black people own white slaves in Louisiana. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's those type of things that you don't understand, that in Central Park, those used to be all the black homeowners that rented to the Irish, and the government came by and said it was eminent domain, and they crushed all of those black home ownerships and made Central Park. You don't
Mm,
understand that until
wow.
you are an adult and you start
Mhm.
seeking it out, because those things are not in the book. So these people didn't
Yeah.
just like, they will forever owe us something, because again, we're the people of the Bible. So they're constantly like, when the Lord planted us here, he planted us among the wicked. So he's not surprised that they're
Mm,
doing this. The wicked always changes and lies for history. And to me, I would rather black people, a black child going home to find out where we're from, your grandma telling you this, because grandma isn't going to start with, say, grandma is going to start with like, we come from a long line of sowers, honey. Even my grandfather,
yeah.
when I started looking at my own history, I learned that my great grandfather owned 78 acres of land. We never was slave, we came from wealth. But a
Mm,
school will teach you, a black child, y'all have been, well, y'all have been enslaved. This is all y'all are. Y'all waiting on the government, and this government will forever owe us. But what also too, another thing that black people don't understand, and I wish black people would, is there's a form of reparations you can get out here. When you got a small business, honey, it's grants, it's so many things that you can get, that you don't have to be sitting here and waiting on a group. White people is not
yeah.
going to let a group of people get paid, but they will let this business, this small business, keep getting this money, these benefits.
Hmm.
And by the time you look up, honey, you could have won $300,000 worth of grants. You know what I'm saying? Just from having a business out there. So they want you with a plan, but there's free money out there that you can get. You know what I'm saying? So
There are
I just
definitely
feel
ways.
like,
Hmm.
I just feel like it's that right there. I got to get to the comments, but I'm gonna let you say what you was gonna say, because I definitely got to get to the comments.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, like I said, I'm 49 years old, so I'll be 50 soon, and things haven't changed much. I'm surprised. I'm a grandparent. I have a 5-year-old grandchild. My eldest is
Mm,
27, and so
mm-hmm,
like I've had to have those conversations with my children. I have 2 boys and a girl. Those are different conversations, right?
mm,
And so like I've had to fill in the blanks. I grew up in California, but I
mm-hmm,
mean I have
mm-hmm,
experienced racism here in California, but I experienced it in the South, as
mm-hmm.
well. So like I've prepared them for it. I don't think that's anybody else's job to do that. I
Yes,
had them, I brought them into the world. I'm going to get them ready. I also want
yes,
to teach them how to function in this society.
yes.
There are things that they learn in all classes that aren't necessarily true, but give these people what they want, get the grades, infiltrate the system, learn how to work the
Mm-hmm,
system and make it work for you.
mm-hmm,
So that's part of
mm-hmm.
being American. If you want to be here, you got to play the game, but you
You got
also
to
have to
play the
have your own
game.
thing.
Yes.
Hmm.
And I also feel like the game is better played when you have not spent 27 years of someone telling you, they're going to think you less than, when you go in there, you're going to have to be doubly smart. If we never told that to you, then you would
Hmm.
go in there with the confidence that, oh, okay, I'm qualified for it. I'll get the job. Everyone with I just was having this conversation with a friend of mine today, is how you will run into mediocre people and they will have the most confidence. And it's the confidence that gets you in every door. But we will
Hmm.
have the most talent. And then we will go in there with the back thoughts of, oh, it's all white. I was the only black one. And all of those things play into the psyche of you being able to function You know what I'm saying? With
Hmm.
as a person that sees yourself as equal. Now they may see you as equal as long as you're acting equal. Every door I walk in that I'm acting like, oh, I belong in here, and I don't care if I see another black person or not. Every door
Hmm.
is cool as a fan. But as soon as I walk in and I feel like, it's just me, that's exactly how the people are responding to me. It's just me. Some
Yeah.
devil is approaching me shortly. So I just feel like I would like our kids to be armed with the information that we give them versus what our oppressors give them, which are lies and low self esteem anyway, because I grew up with that
Mm,
inferiority complex. Now of course, my
mm,
grandparents were empowering, but when you think about school and you think about y'all was slaves and we was not, that's how, to me, that's how the demons and the other
yeah.
slaves are born. Let's get to the
I
comments.
yeah.
Go ahead. You said.
I was gonna say, but I'm laughing because my daddy would be like, "You better than everybody." Like, he'd be like, "You
See,
a
that's what I'm
Wiggins.
talking
You
about.
better than white people. You better than black people. You better than
See,
everybody. We're
no, and
special
that's
people."
when I
And I
tell you,
promise
and
you, that shit
this is what I'm
right here.
talking
I walk
about.
in the room.
Yes, Cecily. And this is
I
what I'm
better than
talking about.
everybody.
When we leave it to each other, that's the kind of empowerment that will be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Is
it
someone
does
at
help.
home telling you you're better than everyone. And so you don't walk in there and feel like, dang, why? You literally can befriend everyone because you feel like you're
Hmm.
supposed to be there. And when it comes down to it, if it's me and you, I'm going to get it because I'm better than you because my daddy said I'm better than you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Comments, guys, I see y'all. The question is, and we're responding to this, Lord. Okay. Here's the first question, and it is Black History removal hurting or helping our nation? Here is the comment that guys, y'all have 1,000 comments over here. Okay. Jamal said he's removing history and trying to appease folks with garden statues that will probably never see the light of day. Robert says removing Black history would be fantastic because we need to teach our own children so we can teach truths. Jamal says truth. I never learned true Black history until my Black Studies college. Oh, let me get
Hmm.
this man off. Let me get this thing off the thing. I never learned Black history until my Black Studies in college. Let's see right here. Robert says all they want to teach in school is slavery. Dr. King, Jackie Robinson, and maybe a little Harriet Tubman. Okay, but they don't even teach you when they teach you Harriet Tubman. They don't even teach you that she had a gun that she carried
Hmm.
around because she was gonna make sure y'all was about to go tell people about the Underground Railroad, and she was gonna make sure everybody got to freedom. Okay, and this is during the time of enslavement. Also, too, we were never slaves; we were the enslaved, and that's the thing. That's it's the terminology. If somebody
Hmm.
keeps saying your people were slaves, then that's where the low self-esteem from. Your people were never
Hmm.
slaves; they were enslaved.
Enslaved.
Okay, and
Yep.
you're enslaving the Lord's people. So anyway, and of course, you said, but they would never tell the Jews. They would never tell the Jews to get over slavery. Oh, they don't
Nope.
have to tell them because we are the Jews. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they tell. They tell the Jews every time to get over slavery because we are the Jews. So anyway, we're the tribe of Judah. I don't even refer to the Jew, but anyway, that's it. We're the tribe of Judah. That's exactly what they want, Cecily, and they don't want us. They don't want to pay us anything. And like I'm
Hmm.
saying, and Kay, I believe it. I believe they didn't want to pay us anything, but also too, and that's where we got to get savvy. The Bible instructs us to be shrewd, which means gentle as a dove, but as slick as a snake. We have to understand how to get the reparations. You can't wait on I mean, yes, a law will be passed. I mean, I go to the reparation meeting sometimes here in California, and I feel like, and they already gave reparations out to this one group in Palm Springs, from when they had, yes, look it up. They gave
Mm.
reparations in Palm Springs to the black people that they had taken the land from. I think it was in the
Okay.
1940s. So any of their people, so it's possible, to right your wrongs. But I feel like just as black people, we have to be savvy with how to get money from this government because there are so many pockets of money out there. And you get it in the name of small business. So Kay says exactly, Robert. Jamal says, hey, I'm from the Bay. That's my homegirl right there. Hey, Sacramento in the building. Um, Kay said that's a great idea. If you feel guilty about that, my God, that is a new demon. Yes. Kay, yes. That's what happens. They get the guilty feeling, and then it breeds a new so anyway, so that's what I'm trying to. What's that scripture? We fight against spirits, principalities. Yes, that is I believe that is Ephesians 6. Oh, somebody got it right here. Ephesians 6:12. Yes, for we do not fight against flesh and blood. We fight against principalities, against, spiritual warfare. Kay said, preach, child. That's where I'm going. Dell and people want to act like evil. Dell and people want to act like that evil just disappeared and it ain't going nowhere. In fact, it's gotten even worse, but it's gotten better and looking better. You know what I'm saying? But it's gotten even worse. That's so true, Dell. We have to move forward and use the resources that are present right now. Exactly. Don't y'all be waiting. Let me tell y'all something. Get y'all a small business. Get y'all and you don't have to even do nothing fancy like an LLC, honey. Get you a small business right on your social security number, and in the name of small business, you work on that small business, and you bring in a few $100s on that small business. And when these grants come around, you get this free money for your business, because that if you look up and you've got 20 years of a grant every year, honey, you done got the reparations. You done got it. Okay. So, all right. Let me tell y'all something. This show is only an hour, and one topic be taking like 50 minutes. If y'all are just tuned in or watching this on playback, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button right now, y'all. We do this each and every Tuesday from 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern.